Well, what's going on with the blue few? Nationwide police officer shortage getting worse. He heads up the School of Criminology, Criminal Justice and Strategic Strategy at Tarleton State University, Fort Worth, Texas. Law enforcement specialist Dr. Alex Del Carmen. Alex, how are you, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Good to have you back on our show. Okay, well, it's not a shock, is it, with all the negative about our brave people, men and women serving their country, keeping us from anarchy and chaos. How do we get more people to want to be blue and be in the law enforcement field?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Not only the negativity, but also the pay, as well as the lack of flexibility in the hours that they work. Being able to not spend time with their families, and obviously the risk that job carries. It becomes very much a less and less attractive to a lot of millennials entering the workforce. And I think, to answer your question, you have to look at it from a multidimensional perspective. Being able to increase your social media campaign, being able to educate the public as to exactly what law enforcement is and the promises of the career, and really go to the core of the reasons as to why people are not joining. Being able to educate the public. We've got to turn this thing around. We've got to show people that, we can't expect cops to be super cops, that they can only do so much and they're all human.
We honor our police here on our stations. We have Law Enforcement Official of the Month. We bring in law enforcement. We interview them. We honor them because I think it's critical. We had a big law enforcement appreciation banquet a year and a half ago. We need to recognize the value and importance of what they do. We need to recognize that they're not out there trying to hurt any particular person. And most of the people I've ever talked to, Alex, say, you know what, we just want to help somebody in not their best day. And it's, like a public service, except with law enforcement, you can get shot. You can die in this job. It's risky, but it's so critical. Our lives would be completely upside down if nobody answered my 911 call.
That's exactly right. And, oftentimes we take that for granted. 2 days ago here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we lost a police officer in the line of duty. There's been an outpouring of support and this and that. But unfortunately, those things are short-lived. After the officer is buried, everybody sort of moves on to the next topic at hand. And we forget the ultimate sacrifice that it's actually made by a police officer. In the 20 years that I've been associated with the profession, I've had 2 former students that have died in the line of duty, and I can tell you, it's not an easy thing to even talk about, but at the end of the day, they sacrifice so much for the rest of us, and we really, truly do not understand the magnitude of what it is that they do on a daily basis. If we did, I think, like teachers, we would pay them more, and we would appreciate them a great deal more.
I agree with that, too. Well, I don't know if you said it's instant death penalty, no ifs, ands, or buts if you shoot and kill a law enforcement official. I don't know if penalties would be a deterrent, or you're dealing with mentally ill, or just the outcasts of our society that target police. I don't know.
I think it's a combination of factors. You've got the state of Texas that, it's very tough on criminals, and particularly on those that hurt or kill our police officers. And yet, we had a death 2 days ago, of a police officer.
Yeah,
you think about what rational human being would actually shoot at a police officer and what rational human being would actually kill a police officer. To me, it takes somebody who is irrational, who is not even thinking straight as to doing that. But it does happen, and unfortunately, it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate all you're doing down there as a teacher and a learned person, Alex. Thank you for the service and what you do. Your PhD is in what?
It's in criminology. I'm a criminologist.
Yeah. Well, thank you for helping us catch the bad guys, my friend, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Dr. Alex Del Carmen at Tarleton State University in Fort Worth. He teaches, and apparently nationwide anyway. I think around here they certainly, you can apply to be on Urbana or the sheriff or U of I or Champaign.
Always looking to recruit good people.
Yeah, you always want good people, and I know a lot of candidates you can't even get them through stage 1. They wouldn't pass a background or they aren't physically close. Those kinds of things. You got to have a lot of good attributes. You got to pass all these tests that say that you can handle stress and all these other things. Takes a special person to want to serve like that.
They got a great program at Parkland, too. I know at least 2 young men who are going through that right now.
Good.
Criminology.
Good. Appreciate all that.